They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you can get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like. Find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little
All right. Hello, everybody.
make a statement, try to enjoy your life.
It's been a long time, so I'm slow to get going here. Had to remember how to do the double stream, get music, and it was a process. But I think we're good. Not sure if there's anybody out there watching. Dimitar, I see you on the vertical side. How's it going? Appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Switch over to gameplay. Here we are in the hangar. Out here with our PC-12. Getting ready to go. Switch screens here. Okay. Well, if there's anybody watching that can tell me if you're able to see me on both vertical and horizontal streams, and if I sound good, let me know. All right, let me show you guys what we're doing today. We're going to be flying the PC-12 NGX. I've been kind of learning this airplane over the last few days, and I've got a checklist here printed off that I got on flightsim.to. It's much better than the default checklist was, so I started using it instead. We're going to turn down the music. And yeah, it's been pretty fun learning this airplane. Obviously, I'm not a real PC-12 pilot. It's quite advanced, especially with the FADEC and everything, so definitely stuff that has been new to me, but it's been fun learning. Vertical here in, okay, cool. So it sounds like you guys can see me just fine. Perfect. All right, let me show you guys what we're doing. We're going to be taking off out of Reno, flying out to Casper, Wyoming. So it's going to be a fairly long flight, but we're going to be out over the desert, kind of side of the U.S., which I enjoy. And it's not like the PC-12 is a particularly fast airplane, but hopefully we pick up a bit of a tailwind as well. So we're going to be on real-world time and weather and all that good stuff. So should be in pretty good shape. We're ready to go. Let's go ahead and hit fly, and we're going to head out to the airplane. We'll do our pre-flight inspection and get things rolling. Here we are with our beautiful PC-12 NGX. Beautiful airplane. I absolutely love how it looks. So we're going to go ahead and remove our stuff here, except our chocks, and then we'll do a quick pre-flight inspection and get things going. So we'll jump up inside the airplane here, get everything adjusted the way we want. Perfect. All right. So of course, first things first, we'd make sure we have all of our required documents on board and all of our personal documents on board that we need. There isn't much for pre-flight inspection on this checklist. That is one thing I'm not a huge fan of about it, but not a big deal. This is just a flight simulator. So this is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, doing some career mode in the Pilatus PC-12 NGX. Okay, so yeah, we'll just assume the cabin side of the pre-flight inspection is complete. Since I don't really have a checklist, I don't know what else we'd be checking really. So we'll hop out and do our walk around. Have a look in here at our Pratt & Whitney PT6. Beautiful engine. Oil sight gauge would be right there. Check that. And that looks good. We'll close that up. Coming around the side, check our nose gear. And we got the green on that, so we're good. Propeller looks good. Intake looks clear. This side doesn't open, unfortunately. Nose gear looks good on this side. Just doing a quick walk around inspection. Nothing too crazy. Just to have a look at the airplane. You can see it has absolutely beautiful modeling on it. Oxygen pressure. Fill right there. Fuel cap, so we can check our fuel on this side. Even though there's no real way to do it, we could just take our cap off. Have a look under here. We're going to check our main once we get around the other side. Pitot tube. I think this is AOA. Interestingly enough. Not 100% sure. Aileron. Very good. And flap. Flap's good. Come underneath here and check our right main. Sometimes these visual assists markers don't turn to a green check mark for a minute, and I don't know why. But you'll see we'll walk away and look back at it, and it will be green. Static pressure, static port's clear, and we'll have a look underneath as well. Everything under there looks good. Horizontal and vertical stabilizers. Yeah, man, this game's beautiful, and it is very in-depth. I love it. It's really a sim, depending on how you use it. So there's our green on that. Haven't gotten it on that quite yet. Static port on this side's clear. Looks good and clear there. We got green, 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 green. So the cargo doors are latched. There's the green. Haven't gotten it over there quite yet. Take a look at our left main gear. Yeah, man, let's fly. We're going to Casper. It's going to be a good time. Left main looks good. Flap looks good. Left aileron. Beautiful. Wingtip. Again, I think that's AOA. Not 100% sure, but it looks like it. Pitot tube down there. This airplane lights up like a Christmas tree as well. It's absolutely awesome. Tie down point. And left main looks good as well. Alrighty. Airplane looks pretty good. We'll have one more walk around the airplane just to ensure everything's good. And we'll go ahead and turn off our visual assistances for now. We don't need that anymore. Really don't need it for the pre-flight inspection, but it's fun to check off everything as you walk around the airplane. I don't play Roblox, no. Alright, pre-flight inspection is complete. Looks good. Let's remove the chocks. And we'll head up in the cockpit. And we're going to go and request boarding.
Captain, we'll begin
Get things ready to go.
AAC 95 parking 37 for ground service. Ready to embark passengers.
Alright, packs are coming on board. Hey, Holden, how's it going?
Good morning, Captain.
Appreciate it. I love my setup. Alright, pre-flight interior inspection. And again, a lot of this, and this is probably stuff you should do on the actual cabin part of the pre-flight inspection, but this checklist isn't perfect by any means. Let's go ahead and let's turn the music down just a little more. It's finicky, come on. All right, that'll be fine there. All right, so lower, so we'll ensure the parking brake is set, and it is. Control lock removed, and we'll do a quick flight controls check. Just to verify free movement here. rudder as well. Alright, controls are free and correct. That's all good. Ice protection all off, except the inertial separator is open. Everything else is off. Landing gear's down. Oxygen lever is going to come on. Bleed air auto, so that's going to be over here. Got bleed air in auto. Heat and cooling fans are all auto. Everything else there is on auto. System CPCS switches are auto. Descent, that's good. All auto. Power lever should be idle, and it is. Flaps all the way up. We'll verify all this up, and PCL is idle. It's good. Cockpit cabin instrument lights are as required. Pre-flight interior inspection complete. Overhead. Fuel pumps are auto. Engine master is off. Ignition is auto. External lights are all off. Passenger signs are off. EPS is off. Master power is on and guarded. Battery 1 and 2 and standby or cabin bus are all off. External power is off. Avionics 1 and 2 and cabin bus are on. Gen 1, Gen 2 could come on as well. Alright. Overhead. Interior inspection checklist complete. Before engine start checklist. Standby bus is going to come on. EPS will test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And arm it. That's good. Batteries coming on. Should have power up down here now, which is good. Just as we want to see external power as required. We're not using external power. Nav lights are going to come on. Passenger signs as required. No smoking and seatbelt switches are going to come on. MFD gear lights, gears down, 3 green, that's good. Fuel quantity check. We have plenty of fuel for the trip. Fire test.
Fire.
Do the lamp test. Stick pusher, I don't even know if that's modeled. Probably not doing it right. That's okay. Fire test complete, lamp test complete, oxygen pressure check. We're top of the green, so that's good. And comm radios as required. ATIS and clearance received. So we'll go ahead and get all that before we call for our clearance. We're using default ATC today, so we're not really going to be calling tower in that sense. So we're at RTS. We'll go ahead and put 3517 in the number 2. Flip it over and listen to it.
Kilo Romeo Tango Sierra automated weather observation 2000 Zulu. Wind 097 at 4. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 8C dew point minus tree C. Altimeter 3037.
Alright, 3037 set.
Kilo Romeo Tango Sierra automated weather observation 2000 Zulu. Wind 097 at 4. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 8C dew point minus tree C. Altimeter 3037.
Alright, we've got the weather. I think we're getting the clearance in the air, so we don't need to worry about that at this time. So we've got the weather. That's good. Oh, you like my setup? I appreciate it, man. Alrighty. Engine start checklist. Chocks, covers are all removed. Doors closed. MFD CAS. Review and considered. That's all good. MFD fuel pumps. We got 2 green, indeed. Inertial separator is open. PCL is idle. Beacon lights coming on. Passenger signs are on. And engine start perform. So prop area is clear. We'll give them the signal. Verify clear both sides. Clear to start. All right. Engine master to run and starter engage. Here we go. Now the startup is pretty underwhelming in this airplane, unfortunately. Of course, now we would be hearing the really cool PT6 startup noises like you would
Hi, team. Ready to leave for Casper?
in the real world.
I see you're already getting everything prepped for our passenger, Madam McBride. We expect all of you to provide her with the best of service.
Oh, we got oil
I know
pressure,
I can count on you. Have a
monitoring
good flight,
NG
Captain.
and ITT. All right, and the engine is stabilizing. The prop is unfeathering. Very good. Generators are indeed on. We'll check our amps and volts. That all looks good. Ice protection is required. It's all going to stay off, except the inertial separator is going to stay open. With that, the engine start checklist is complete. Awesome. And CHH report sent New Year's Eve 2026 for 260 joules. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and let's get this stuff set up. For some reason, every time you start this airplane, it does not remember the way you had your stuff set up on the MFD and PFDs. So like I always have to return on the synthetic vision and all that good stuff. We still have music playing really quietly. Let me know if you guys think the music is too loud or too quiet. I can adjust it. All right. Okay. So let's make sure we got our flight plan in there. So we'll go through the FMS setup here. So we'll make sure our flight plan's in there properly. So I'm going from RTS, departing runway 8, to Fasud, Bukak, Cohen, Blida, Maike, Stop, Warba, and then from there it'll be direct to Akais, so we can delete this disco because we filed the approach. Oh yeah, sorry, delete waypoint. There we go. Okay, so from Warba it'll be direct to Akais. We'll activate that. Perfect. Akais, Botsy, then runway 26, and we have the missed approach in there. So we've got our clearance limit and route in there, assuming, you know, we'll verify our craft acronym once we get our clearance. On departure, we are going to be VFR, so we'll climb up to 17.5 initially. Once we get cleared above that, we can go above that. That's good. And frequencies they're managing for us, and transponders, squawk and altitude, VFR. All right, so we got our route in there. And we got to do our cruise data. So we're going to be cruising at flight level 270 today. So if we come down here, that's good. Altitude and speed cruise level is going to be flight level 270. FL270. Let me tell you guys, getting used to these avionics in this airplane specifically, my goodness, it has been quite a process. Weight and fuel. So we can do this part as well. Come down here, flight performances, mass and balance. We've got seats. So according to weight and balance, we got a pretty full airplane. So 6 passengers at 180 assumed. 180 pounds assumed weight. Fuel. We've got 1830 pounds. Cargo should be 0. Yep. This is optional as far as I know, but we can compute that. So weight and fuel is good. V-speeds here, we're going to use the default ones. It's just a PC-12. It's not like it varies that much, and we don't need to make those adjustments. So that's good. Perfect. All right, guys, we are almost ready to taxi. I will say I'm getting through this checklist quicker than I used to. All right, before taxi, flaps 15. Flaps 15 for departure. Doors are closed. MFD and CAS. Check, consider. Flaps are 15 selected and indicating. Verify. Yep. So that's good. MFD fuel pumps. We got, oh, sorry, wrong checklist. So flaps are set. Trims set. I want to take as much nose up trim as possible while still being green. Alright, we're green on all three. So trims are set, ice protections as required. They're all off, nurse separators. Good, we've already done a flight control check. PFD, MFD, CAS, all that's good as far as I know. Check. Good. Altimeters are checked and set already. Autopilot flight director. We'll go and hit our go around button to get that as set for the initial departure. Before taxi checklist complete. Taxi checklist. Transponder set. Nav lights are on. We'll get our taxi light on. Passenger signs are as required. Taxi checklist complete. Let's roll. Announce taxi.
Kilo Romeo Tango Sierra traffic. Pilatus November 91026 is taxiing to runway 8. Kilo Romeo Tango Sierra.
Alright, I guess we'll follow this line right here and then make a left turn. We'll check our reverse.
Dear passengers, welcome
Beautiful.
on board flight AC-95 with service from Casper to Casper. We'll be shortly in line for takeoff.
This airplane's hard to taxi and not overspeed.
All baggage underneath your seat and make sure your seats and table
Kind of
trays
ridiculous.
are in the upright position for takeoff. Please switch all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones, to airplane mode. This is a non-smoking flight. Thank you for choosing Radiant Airways. Enjoy your flight.
Alright. So brakes are working, instruments are working, steering's working, everything looks good. Taxi checklist is complete. Alright, so we're going to be departing runway... What is it? Runway 8?
We should slow down our taxi speed, Captain.
Basically, depart runway 8, fly on course, climb maintain 17.5. Once we get clear the pattern and depart the area a little bit, we'll call for our clearance with ATC. So pretty simple departure. As far as our takeoff goes, we'll line up on the runway, we'll bring power all the way up for takeoff, verify power set, engines green, airspeed alive. We'll continue accelerating, rotate at 82. Once we see a positive rate, we'll bring gear up, and then through about 115 or so, we'll bring the flaps up. Once we get up in the air, we will get our autopilot modes all set up, and then we can engage the autopilot if desired, because it will be available and set. And then we can also set up the auto throttle. The auto throttle is in FMS, so that's good. So that's our takeoff and departure briefing complete. As far as the emergency briefing goes, again, I'm not a PC-12 pilot. I can't even find where this airplane has an emergency power lever or a MOR lever like most single-engine turboprops. So it must have some kind of other built-in system that I'm not aware of. Again, it's an NGX, so, you know, pretty advanced stuff we're flying today. But as far as the emergency briefing goes, obviously if we experience a loss of power or something similar below rotation speed, you know, while we're still on the runway, we'll keep the airplane on the runway. Even if we're in the air with runway remaining ahead of us, we'll land on that remaining runway. It's the point when we go beyond any remaining runway ahead of us, we got to start thinking about what we would do. And, you know, below probably 800 feet, I would still basically just point the nose straight ahead and plan to land somewhere basically straight ahead, maybe 30 degrees either side of the nose. From 800 to like 1200 feet, I would consider options on either side of us, but not until we're above 1500 feet. Did I say 800, 1200? From 800 to 1500 feet, I would start considering options on either side of us. But in this airplane, unless I'm above 1500 feet, we're not going to consider turning back to the runway. So that's my takeoff briefing, departure briefing, and emergency briefing complete. The most important thing in an engine failure, of course, is to put the airplane's nose down and aviate, navigate, then communicate. So our crew briefing is complete. We're going to hold short here. Set the parking brake. Crew briefing is complete just in time for our before takeoff checklist. So flaps set for takeoff. Flaps are set 15, 15, and they're green. Trim set, they're all in the green. Flight controls, we've done a flight control check already. We'll do just another one real quick. Verify freedom of movement in the yoke. Awesome. So flight controls are free and correct. Fuel quantity check. Fuel quantity looks good. Probes on. Ice protection as required. Your separator is open. Ice protection is required. Otherwise, ACS bleed air is auto. It's good before takeoff. Checklist is complete. All right, we're ready to go. So let's see, real quick. Runway 8 here is runway heading of 083. It looks like. Yeah, 083 magnetic. Great. So that's it. Awesome. We are ready to... Yeah, so that's good. Is the default call out? Yeah, exactly. AC74. Thanks for pointing that out. I say it too much. Let's go to announce our takeoff.
Kilo Romeo Tango Sierra traffic. Pilatus
And
November
strobes, landing light,
91026.
pulse
Taking off
recog.
runway 8. East departure, Kilo Romeo Tango Sierra.
Transponder is set. Before takeoff checklist is complete. Alrighty.
Ladies and gents, welcome on board this flight to Casper.
Here we go, everybody.
I'm First Officer Michael Berry.
We're gonna be
and I'm
sterile
here to
cockpit
ensure
for the
you have an
departure.
enjoyable flight to Casper
I'll
today.
catch up with
If
you
there's anything
guys
we can do to make your flight more
once we
enjoyable,
get in the air.
please let us know.
Enjoy the departure.
I gently remind you to fasten your seatbelt and that this is a non-smoking flight. You'll find a safety briefing card in
All right,
the
here we
seat
go.
pocket in front of you. Prepare for takeoff. Thank you.
Alright, takeoff is green. Engine is green. Thrust is made. Airspeed's alive.
V1.
Rotate. Pitch up onto that flight director. Positive rate. Gear up. Alright, through 115, flaps coming up. Alright, they want us to contact the new control agency. I would normally, of course, wouldn't do it this early. But we'll go ahead and do it to keep them happy. We're going to go heading mode.
November 91026 is type Pilatus PC-12, 1 miles east of Kilo Romeo Tango
030.
Sierra, 5900. Request
Nav
flight
mode is
following.
armed. FLC is set. Altitude select 17.5. That's good.
NorCal approach. Squawk 1146.
Yaw damp's coming on. 1146.
Squawk 1146, Pilatus 026.
Alrighty, autopilot's coming on. Autopilot and yaw damp are on. Nav mode is captured.
2 miles east of Kilo Romeo
Be a
Tango
right turn on
Sierra,
course here.
7400.
FMS
Altimeter
mode.
Tree 036.
Auto throttle's coming on. 3036.
Roger, Pilatus 026.
Zoom out on that guy. That's good. Request our IFR clearance.
NorCal approach, Pilatus November 91026, 3 miles east of Kilo Romeo Tango Sierra, 8600. Request IFR to Casper, ready to copy.
Pilatus November 91026 is cleared to Casper Airport as filed. Squawk 1146.
Pilatus November 91026, cleared to Casper Airport as filed. Squawk 1146.
Pilatus 026, read back correct. Radar contact 10,000. Altimeter tree 0, tree 6 turn right heading 055. proceed on course. Climb and maintain flight level 270.
270.
Turn right heading 055.
All right, so
navigation. Climb and
our
maintain
clearance
flight level
limit is in there,
270.
route's already in there,
Pilatus
altitude is
026.
set, frequencies, they're monitoring, they're managing that for us.
Pilatus 026
Frequency
contact
and
Oakland Center
transponder.
on 127.905. Good day.
127.905 for Pilatus 026.
27. Yep.
Oakland Center, Pilatus November 901-026 is passing 12,500 climbing flight.
So
Level
frequencies are being
270.
managed, and transponder is set.
Pilatus November
So that's good. After takeoff, climb
901-026.
checklist, power lever,
Oakland Center.
MCP is set, auto throttle's
3036.
managing it.
Radar contact. Continue.
Yaw damp is on, verified, autopilot, auto throttle sets desired, flaps are gears up. And taxi light and landing lights off, pulse lights are on. Landing and recog lights, we're gonna wait to do our 10 checks at 15,000 feet since we departed a high altitude airport. And eyes protection equipment as required. We're all good there. Again, at 15,000, we'll get the inertial separators part of the 10 checks. Inertial separators as required, so we're about to be at 15,000 feet. We will do our 10 checks now. So there it is. We'll close the inertial separator. Inertial separator close, and we will call our pulse recog lights and turn our seatbelt sign off. So you guys are free to move about the cabin as you please. Flaps are up, gears up, text light off, landing recog lights off, eyes protections as required. Inertial separator is closed. ACS bleed air is still in auto, indeed. Pressurization looking good. The cabin is pressurizing, and passenger signs are as required. And then through 18,000 feet, we'll get our altimeters. Otherwise, the climb checklist is complete. All right. Yeah, when I say 10 checks, that means 10,000 foot checks. But when you're departing a high elevation airport, like where we departed was basically a 5,000 foot elevation. So we did our 10 checks at 15,000 feet instead of 10,000. West 3x3. How's it going? Happy Friday. Beautiful departure. Very nice. All right, there's 18,000 feet. Standard pressure. Two 992 and standard. So with that, our climb checklist is already complete. We look good overhead. I'll make sure I have everything set up the way I want to. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I've gotten more comfortable in this airplane, which is nice. Yo, Ween next live? I assume you're asking when I'm going to be live next. I don't know, man. I don't go live very often. It had been a while and I didn't feel like having a video together for this weekend, so I decided let's do a live stream today.
Take
off went well.
Contact Oakland Center on 128.
Nice and smooth, I think. 28.8, good day.
128.8, Pilatus 026. Oakland Center,
Alright.
Pilatus November 901-026 is at flight level 215 climbing flight, level 270.
We're going to be shooting the RNAV 26 approach into Casper from a Kais. We'll do the holding move procedure turn. ATIS there is going to be 2615, so we'll get that ready to go on number 2. Just for in the standby of number 2 for later on. Oh, you have 2 days off. Nice. Dimitar. If we had an engine failure at this point, there is so many options. We're so high up. At this point, we are definitely within a gliding range of some airport. I mean, we could just glide to literally any of these airports. We are plenty high for that. We go to November 5A. We could turn around and go to 77 November Victor, November Victor 23. I mean, at this point, we might even be able to make it back to Reno. What's our winds? We have a headwind, so we could probably make it back to Reno. I don't like that we have a headwind. That concerns me a little bit, guys. I figured we'd have a tailwind on this flight. That's gonna suck. Beautiful. Now, oh, I wonder how close we're going to be coming to, I think all the, oh wait, we're in, never mind, we're in Nevada. Well, no. Okay, Tonopah's down there. So Area 51 is like down right there. That's Area 51. I believe so. Yep, homie. I flew kind of near it yesterday when I was doing a flight in the PC-12. All right, leveling off at flight level 270. We'll let our passengers know. Auto throttle speed, Mach .47.
First, I'd like to
what we
welcome
want.
everyone on behalf of Radiant Airways on flight AC-95. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 23,500 feet and an airspeed of 150 knots. It's 12:57 p.m. and are expecting to land in Casper approximately at 4:30 p.m. local time. Current
Airspeed
temperature of 68 degrees
265,
Fahrenheit. If the weather
266.
cooperates, we should get a great view of the area as we descend. I'll update
Cruise
you before
checklist.
we reach our destination. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
We'll knock out our cruise checklist once the auto throttle gets adjusted. 'Cause sometimes it likes to overspeed the airplane. Looks like it might try and do that. We're already past 0.48. It's going to take us right up to the edge, it looks like. Okay, perfect. So cruise checklist power lever as desired. Auto throttle's managing that on FMS, Mach .47. That's good. And auto throttle speed. Perfect. Autopilot, auto throttle are as desired. Ice protection equipment. All good. Nice clear skies. We don't really need any ice protection equipment. Pressurization. 5.3 PSI. Cabin altitude is 8640. And Casper destination elevation 5331 and 5331. So pressurization looks good. Passenger signs as required. They're good. Fuel quantity check. Fuel quantity looks good and fuel flow looks good. Top of descent. We'll worry about that here in just a little bit. Otherwise, the cruise checklist is complete. Oh, you gotta go, Dimitar. Well, I appreciate you stopping in. Enjoy your time off, man. Have a good weekend. So, looking at the approach, there should be some altitudes on there. 7,000. So 10,000 is the MSA within 25 nautical miles of runway 26. But we're going to be joining at a KICE, which the hold and loop procedure turns 7,800 feet. So that's what we want in there. And that is in there at or above 7,800. So there will be a top descent on the map. Yep, there it is, way out there, XTOD. In fact, it'll be in the flight plan right there. Just wanted to make sure that was there so we could monitor it as needed. Well, we're cruised out, guys. Let's get comfortable and enjoy the flight. We don't need to brief the approach for quite a while. We have a long ways to go. In fact, if we look here, you could see, yeah, 2 hours and 20 minutes. It'll be at least 2.5 hours. It's a long flight. I was not expecting a headwind on this one. It's kind of a rare case headwind going northeast, so unfortunate. Airplane guy 747, how's it going? Where did I get that thrust? Are you talking about my throttle quadrant? That's the Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant. I don't remember where I bought it. I think one of the aircraft supplies, online aircraft supply stores. Don't remember exactly. But guys, I've been really enjoying flying the PC-12 NGX. I never thought I could get used to the avionics and like them and enjoy them, but I've started to get used to them and don't mind them. Haven't done a lot with them yet, and I've only really flown this airplane pretty much in career mode, so I haven't done any really programming of the stuff myself, so it would be healthy for me to do that at some point, but no, I don't mind it. Not a bad system. So we're touring out at 282 knots with a ground speed of 264. That's what we've got going on. Cruising at flight level 270. Yep, not a bad airplane. Are you guys familiar with the SimWorks Studios PC-12 Legacy? Just let me know if you are. I've been thinking about picking up that airplane. I love the PC-12, but rather than spend the money, I was like, I mean, it's only 25 bucks, but even that, I was just like, why not? I mean, the only thing keeping me from learning this airplane was the avionics, or from flying this airplane instead of that one, was the avionics. And I was like, I mean, that should be no excuse. You know, I really should try to learn these avionics. I'm sure if I get used to them, and I'm sure it wouldn't take that long, and it did. It took me, you know, a couple of flights to get somewhat used to them. And I'm still, like I said, I'm still nowhere close to being all the way there where I feel like I should be. But, you know, I'm pretty comfortable, especially in the career mode environment with them. So I enjoy it. I am further along than the PC-12 in my career mode. Obviously, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I have the Longitude and CJ4 and stuff like that. So I have jets, but I just thought, let's get a PC-12 and just enjoy flying that a little bit. Why not? So that's the reason behind it. But I think the sounds in this airplane are a little bit underwhelming The startup sounds are not good. It's too quiet. It's not exciting. It's not that thrilling PT6 whining startup sound that I love so much, which kind of sucks. But I wish the sounds were better. It would make this airplane so much better. I know the SimWorks Studios one sounds a lot better. Why not the Airbus? I mean, if you're talking about the airline transport stuff, eventually I do want to get moved up in my career mode to the ATP stuff, and I have dabbled in the 737. In fact, I had the Saab and the Hart Aerospace EC30 or something for my airline company, but I didn't fly them because I wanted to fly the Saab, but the Saab ended up being kind of a buggy airplane, so I tried to just keep them and assign pilots to them, but surprisingly it didn't generate as much passive income, because it was like when I assigned pilots to those airplanes, I no longer had the passive income from my charter and cargo companies. So I decided to just sell those airplanes and go back to just the cargo and charter companies. So that's where I'm at. Eventually I do want to get up into the airliners more. I don't know, the airliners have been a slow, especially the default ones have been kind of a slow to come in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. They've got a little bit of issues still, so I'm waiting for that to get smoothed out. Sim Update 4 made it immensely better, but hopefully one more sim update will really solidify it. But everything else has been great, so I've been really enjoying all the GA flying, and yeah. But after sim update 4 came out, I went through all of my settings and re-optimized everything. I started using auto FPS, and the sim just runs so smooth and looks so good, so I've been really happy with it. But the other part of that question, why not the Airbus? I'm not a big Airbus guy. I want to be. I want to learn it and fly it, and I've tried to a couple of times, but just couldn't. I couldn't dedicate myself to it to learn it. But I love Boeing. I mean, you guys hopefully saw my last video flying the iFly 737 MAX 8. I love that airplane, and so I want to, dive deep into the airline stuff as well. And I plan to with both the iFly and the PMDG, and even some other stuff too. I know the MD-11 just came out. I'd be interested in getting the 777 as well. And there's a lot. I'm trying to think. Oh, the CSS 737 Classic. Super interested in that airplane, and thought about picking that one up. And the who makes the 727? Blanking on that, but I would love to get into like classic airliners and fly the old classic airliners, VOR navigation, all that fun stuff. I think that'd be awesome. So, yeah, I've thought about it. Beautiful day out here in the desert. I love it. I have a male co-pilot today. Every other time I flew this airplane, we had a female. I love the interior in this VIP variant, the PC-12. I think it looks so good. I'm in Germany and I'm in love with the European staff, including the Airbus. I'm a little concerned about Boeing because of the incidents with the 737 MAX. Yeah, man. It's been concerning. It really has been over the last several years now with Boeing. But I think they'll get it together. They've had a lot of oversight, but I know they've been getting moderated more recently, and Spirit Aerosystems has been getting moderated, who builds their fuselages. And I think I read the other day where the MAX 10 is re-entering testing or something, because I think they have to recertify it. I don't know all the details, but yeah, it is concerning. You know, Airbus hasn't had that drama, you know, fortunately. But the Airbus is a great airplane, and I love flying with the side stick. I really do. I've got my Thrustmaster T 16000M side stick, which I really enjoy. Boeing has history and heart. That's absolutely true. And Boeing, you know, as an American, it's cool to have some pride in a company like Boeing. You know, the stuff that they've done, but it's been, you know, disappointing, all the drama as well, so, and the tragedies. But yeah, I love the Boeing stuff, and I love flying the Boeing stuff in the sim. It's awesome. So I really enjoyed the 737-800, and I've been enjoying the MAX in this game as well. Lonnie's in the house. Mr. Flight Sim Gaming, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping in. Doing a little career mode here in the PC-12 NGX. Headed out to Casper, Wyoming from Reno, Nevada, which is ending up to be a longer flight than I had hoped because we have a 24-knot headwind going eastbound. How unfortunate is that? Yeah. Yeah, the side stick is nice, and it's just like a small movement, and like
026 contact Salt Lake Center
take his hand off real quick.
132.25. Good day.
3225. See ya.
132.25. Pilatus 026. Salt Lake Center, Pilatus November 901-026. Flight level 270.
The latest November 901-026, Salt Lake Center. Radar contact. Continue to FEASID.
But yeah, I was gonna say, even like you see videos of real like A320 versus 737 landings, and the the Boeing guys are always, you know, all over the yoke. You know, there might be an argument there that they're over controlling the airplane. I don't know. I've never flown them in real life, so I wouldn't know. And then the Airbus guys are just so gentle on the side stick, and it's all fly-by-wire. It's interesting. Yeah, man. I love doing the GA stuff. I love GA. I mean, obviously being a real-world pilot and flight instructor, GA is what I do. I have a big heart for it. And even in the sim, you know, I think it'd be really awesome. And I've been saying this. I think it'd be awesome if the flight sim community gave more love to GA, because I think it needs it. You know, I get the appeal for airliners, and airliners are absolutely awesome. I love airliners and GA equally. So, you know, I try to give love to both sides. Beautiful day out here over the desert, as usual. Love it, man. But yeah, Lonnie, I was explaining, I am further along in my career mode than just the PC-12. I've got the Longitude, the CJ4, and I was explaining earlier, I even dabbled in the airline business as well in the career mode a little bit. But just haven't dove too deep into that stuff yet. But I wanted to learn the PC-12 NGX. I know the Legacy pretty well. I used to fly the Legacy a lot back in X-Plane 11, the Coronado PC-12-45. And I actually have 30 hours in a PC-12 Legacy in the real world as well. But this airplane is so different, and I don't consider myself a Pilatus pilot by any means. Absolutely not. It was all dual received early on in my flying, so just some cool opportunities that came up, but I'm certainly not a PC-12 pilot. But I don't know if there's any, I know I asked the question earlier, if there's anybody in chat who is familiar with these SimWorks Studios PC-12 Legacy, let me know, because I'm interested in that airplane and I would like to hear some input on it. There's actually not a ton of content on it on YouTube, surprisingly, and I'm interested in it. So yeah, man, career mode's better. I mean, it's pretty much just progressed along with the rest of the sim. It's not as buggy as it used to be. There's still some things here and there, but Sim Update 4 really solidified it. It's so much better. And if you can get over using default ATC, which I've kind of gotten over a little bit because they also improved the default ATC with Sim Update 3, I think. And so now it's at least usable for a career mode flight. That doesn't mean it's realistic or that it's better than, you know, Beyond ATC or say Intentions and obviously VATSIM, but if you can get over just using it in the career mode flights, I think it's worth it. So I don't have too much of a problem. There she is over the desert. It's a beautiful airplane. Always loved the PC-12. It's a beast. It's a beast for a single engine. What a gorgeous plane. I really like this scheme on it too. Obviously it's a default livery. I think it looks really awesome. Nice, very nice. Still lots of time to go. unfortunately. True air speed's 280, ground speed's 259. Buckle up. You still got a long ways to go. Up on field, and then Bukak, something. Cac. Oh, we're gonna be flying over the north part of the Salt Lake. That's cool. That's cool. That'll be cool when we get there. Something to look forward to. Very nice. Alright, there's field, or Fasood. Fasood, that's what it was. Left turn direct to Bukak. From there, it'll be direct to Hayden. More than likely. Oh, and goody, we picked up a little more headwind when we made that turn, so that's just what we want. Ground speed's 255, true air speed's 279. Funny enough, the PC-12 Legacy, I think, trues out around 255, 260. The NGX is definitely a faster airplane. Not sure why, but it is. I think they're both 1,200 horsepower. Man, that is so cool. Look at that. It's like a salt mine or rock quarry or something. I love flying over the desert in the sim, man. It's probably my favorite place to fly over, to be honest. I love this part of the country. Pressurization looks good. Engine instruments are all in the green. I don't think the ITT would be that low in real life. It'd probably be up somewhere around there. That probably isn't too realistic. Everything else looks pretty good though. Lots of time to go. Just looks so good. Such a beautiful sim, man. Is there anybody in chat right now and who knows the answer to this question? Let me know. Is the TBM 930 bugged in career mode right now? Do they not let you use it in career mode? Because it's an option, and I had one, and you can buy it for your charter business, but what airport is that? Battle Mountain. But anyways, you can get one, but you can't use it on missions. Like, it wouldn't let me, like, in fact, I went to the airport where it was. I had it at Van Nuys, went to the airport. There were VIP charter missions from Van Nuys, and it said no aircraft on site. Like, it would not let me use it. So I don't know what's going on. I think they had problems with it like a year ago, but then it came back, but now it seems like it's messed up again. So I don't know what's going on with it, but that's another airplane I wanted to start flying again. I used to fly it a lot in 2020. In fact, I went to free flight and like got all my views set up, made sure I had a controlled profile for the throttle quadrant that worked for it and everything, and had it all ready to go. And then I went to career mode, couldn't even use it. So it was unfortunate. I love these single engine turboprops, man. They're so much fun. So I was hoping to fly that one, but I guess not. At least this one works. I do like this airplane a lot. It's pretty cool. The dry leg right there. That's what that one is. Salt Lake City, and then where is this? Rock Springs. Nice. Looks good. Good route. And the other thing about this kind of weather, especially out in places like the Southwest United States where it's so clear most of the time, I mean, you are seeing so far away. It's really, really unbelievable. Like, I bet the Salt Lake is right in there. I think that's where it is. And that's probably the mountain next to Salt Lake City. I bet you. I mean, there's that lake. Right. Is that it? No. That's that dry lake. Yep. So this is this little lake, maybe. Right. Here. Hard to say. But that's definitely a dry lake out there off the right wing. Right out there. Pretty awesome. I remember flying in Colorado a lot. I used to fly there like every week for like a couple of years, over some summers and when I had time. Anyways, Colorado is so clear. The air is so clear and the mountains are so big. It makes everything, it like dwarfs everything else. And we used to fly into Colorado Springs a lot. And, you know, the backdrop of Colorado Springs is Pikes Peak. So we'd be flying in and you think you're, you know, 10, 15 miles out when you're really 30, 35 miles out. It's really weird. And you have that opposite effect in really like hazy weather. You know, things appear further away than they actually are. So it's kind of interesting, you know, seeing those illusions in practice, you know. So anyways, I loved it though. Colorado is a beautiful place. But I mean, this is all beautiful too. I just love the desert. I think it's so cool. Jace Downey, how's it going? Happy Friday to you. Welcome to the stream. We are, and if you guys are just joining us, we are at flight level 270 here in the PC-12 NGX, flying from Reno all the way to Casper, Wyoming in career mode, doing a VIP charter mission. And it's a long flight in this airplane, especially with the 31 knot headwind that we have right now. So it's not optimal. Big deal. I do like this plane though. I just wish it had better sounds. That's the main thing. I've gotten somewhat used to the avionics. I mean, this is what the real PC-12 has, so I can't really complain there. I wish I had better sounds. I wish the exterior pre-flight modeling was a little bit better. But, you know, for what it is what it is, you know? We didn't have this airplane before in 2020, so for being new to 2024, it's been pretty good. Hard to complain. It's Cohen, not Caden. I thought it was K-D-H-E-N. Caden. Alrighty, how far are we out now from Akais? Hour 44. We'll be there in less than 2 hours. Nice. So expect to land probably about just after 5:30 Central Standard Time. I told y'all it was going to be a long one. Good thing I took out on extra fuel. I always take on plenty of extra fuel based on what they recommend. If you guys remember, if you guys have done career mode, you know before you owned your own airplane and you could manage your fuel yourself, they used to give you the absolute minimum required to go to wherever you were going. It was so ridiculous. CAC, then Cohen, then Blida, McKay, stop, Orba, top descent. And we're there. It'll probably get us down earlier than that. It's fine by me. Beautiful. Everything looks good. Oh my goodness. Winds are 340 at 31, gust 42. Holy crap. That's insane. That's going to be a fun landing. From 340, we're landing on runway 26. That's like a direct crosswind. I don't know what the max demonstrated crosswind in the PC-12 NGX is, but my goodness. We're going to do probably a significantly reduced flaps landing. Or if a zero flap landing is approved in the PC-12, I don't know why it wouldn't be, but we might do that. Yeah, we're going to be landing on 26 with a 29 knot crosswind. Aye, 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 aye. Suppose it could get better by the time we get there, but yeah, it might. It gets later in the day. We will see. But whatever it is, I mean, even if it calms down a little bit, it's still going to be kind of crazy. All right, we're direct to Cohen. And that nav light bleed is kind of bad. Now, I haven't done many, almost if any, instrument approaches in this airplane, so it'll really put my knowledge of these avionics to the test, because it is different than Garmin. That is for certain. So we will make sure we are as ready for that as I could be. Alright, not too far from Cohen. I believe that is the Salt Lake down there. Hard to tell yet. On our little GoPro forward view here, so we can watch the terrain as it comes at us. Oh, I think the Salt Lake is out there. Yeah, that looks like it. Yep. Believe so. Yeah, you can definitely tell that's the Salt Lake. Great Salt Lake. So Salt Lake City is going to be right over there, over there. We're going to be kind of passing the north end of it, right up there. From to...
The latest 026 contact, Salt Lake Center, on 118.05. Good day.
Mr. Tom?
118.05 for Pilatus 026.
So I'm just going to call you Tom.
Salt Lake Center, Pilatus November, 901.026.
We're flying from
270.
Reno out to Casper. Reno, Nevada out to Casper, Wyoming.
Salt Lake Center, radar
PC-12
continue to please
NGX. You can see we're not even halfway. It's just such a long flight. Yep, Reno out to Casper. We're gonna cross over kind of the north end of the Salt Lake, as you can see there on the map. So, trying to spot it. You can see it out there. It's a big lake. We have a big crosswind, so we're actually tracking pretty much that direction, which is why we're gonna be kind of flying over the north end. Yeah, man, no problem. Thanks for stopping in. Happy Friday to you. Look at that dried out river. Isn't that so cool? Just beautiful. Love the desert. I know I've said it already many times in this stream, but it's just so pretty flying out in this area. Just awesome. You so want to get your pilot's license. You should, man. If you ever have the opportunity and or the ability, you should. It is absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed my flight training. You know, of course, there was stressful times and blood, sweat, and tears that went into it, but man, it's so rewarding. It is so rewarding. Yeah, no problem. I hope you get to do it. Do you do any flight sim, Adam Crawford? Flight sim's a good way to itch the...
Captain, we are at 50% of tank.
To, kind of, I guess, scratch the itch a little bit, you know? Is that the saying? I don't think I'm saying that right. I literally used it yesterday. David, you're on MSFS 2024 right now. What are you flying? Don't do a lot of flight sim, but you watch a lot of videos. That's how I started, man. Watching the aviation influencers. But back when I started, the aviation influencer space was a lot different than it is now. Those were the kind of the golden days, so to speak. JMB Aircraft VL3. Never heard of it. Interesting. Helicopter stuff too. I've never really, like, I don't know, I haven't been super I guess interested in helicopter stuff. I mean, I think it's awesome and super cool, there's no doubt about it, but I don't know, I really haven't felt a strong desire to go and get my rotor wing. You're on a sightseeing mission, so okay, let me read that. JMB Aircraft VL3, that does sound familiar. And if you're on a sightseeing mission, then it's probably a default airplane. So I'm sure I have it, I've just never flown it. More than likely.
Pilatus 026, contact Salt Lake Center on 128.55. Good day.
128.55, Pilatus 026. Salt Lake Center, Pilatus November, 91026, flight level 270.
Pilatus November 91026, Salt Lake Center. Radar contact. Continue to bleed on.
Hey, you're good, Adam. We'll still be here. We got a long way to go. Very new to flight sim, only been doing it for about 2 weeks. So nice, man. How do you like it so far? If you're in career mode, then you've probably been through some of the first missions and stuff. The other thing I would recommend to you, take the go to the activities on the main screen and do the actual flying lessons. I think the flight school they have set up in that activities menu is better than what they try to teach you in career mode. You'll learn more doing that. Glad you love it though. Flight sim is a lot of fun. Airplane's getting dirty. It's like we're picking up bugs, which is ridiculous because it's a negative 39 degrees Celsius at this altitude. Not sure there'd be enough oxygen for the bugs to live up here anyways. Point being, I don't think we would be getting bugs in our current situation, but we are. How long does it take before you'll be able to actually fly like an airliner? I don't know, that's a hard question to answer. You could probably get right into one and watch enough YouTube videos to kind of learn it. I think there's plenty of people in the community who have never even flown GA in the sim and have become competent enough in airliners to fly them on VATSIM. So I don't know. It's hard to say. I like the way you're doing it better though, where you're flying GA first and learning the basics. I think that's what's important. Just like real life. Sim looks so good, man. I think we're almost halfway. Once we get past like Pilatus, we'll be about halfway there. Salt Lake City's about halfway. Long flight, longer than I had bargained for. It's okay, it just means I have to sit here longer. Great Salt Lake. Salt Lake City down there. I'd love to do something like VIP charters or something like that. Saying you'd like to do VIP charters. They are fun. As far as the career missions go, I think they're my favorite. I think I like them even more than cargo. Yeah, dude, once you own your own airplane in career mode, you'll make so much more money than you will as a employee. We are headed out to Casper, Wyoming. We're doing a VIP charter mission from Reno, Nevada, out to Casper, Wyoming in my PC-12 NGX. That's what we're doing today. We had filed and planned the RNAV 26 approach into Casper, but we might be able to get a visual. We'll see. I mean, honestly, it's controlled, so we'll probably just end up shooting the approach. Not a big deal. Just based on the way career mode does it, the way it works. Do I do one flight a day, or how many can I do? I have no set amount. Some days I'll do 2 flights in career mode. Some days I'll do 1 flight in career mode, and I'll do some free flight stuff. Some days I'll only do free flight stuff. A lot of days I won't even get on the sim. I have no set, just whatever I feel like it. Whatever I feel like is what I do. But I've been learning the PC-12 NGX. Just trying to learn the avionics in this airplane. It's kind of the main thing I was worried about. But it hasn't been too bad. I've gotten kind of used to it. And I like it. Pretty good airplane. All right, let's see. We are how many miles out, or how much time? Hour and 20 minutes to the runway. Yeah, we're looking at about a 5:30 arrival, 5:30 Central Standard Time, or thereabouts. Great Salt Lake. Beautiful. Yeah, that's such a nice wing view. Salt Lake City. See the airport. Yeah, all those like first flights, discovery flights, flight seeing flights are really short. It is a little more fun when you can get into cargo and VIP and do these cross countries. But then at that point, it's like all you do. I mean, I could go and do that other stuff, obviously, but like, why would I? This pays a lot more money. And that's beautiful. But some of those flight seeing flights are cool because of where they are in the world. Like I did one over Italy. It's on my YouTube channel actually, and that was a pretty cool flight. In this game, this sim just looks so good. Just gotta love it, man. It looks so good. I mean, this is gorgeous. This is just gorgeous.
Pilatus 026, contact Salt Lake Center on 1.5.775. Good day.
1.5.775 for Pilatus 026. Salt Lake Center, Pilatus November, 91026, flight level 270.
Pilatus November 9er 1026, Salt Lake Center, radar contact, continue to Mikey.
Mikey. Yep. Yep, airplane's getting dirty. She's getting dirty. And that looks so good, dude. The mountains are so beautiful. Dude, I use the basic insurance on every single airplane. I don't care. I feel like the higher ones are just like... And I mean, I don't crash my airplanes obviously, but there have been some bugs occurred that like suddenly crashed my airplane and like it forced me to like pay for them and stuff, but I don't know, I feel like once you get to a certain point where you have enough money in the career mode, just get the basic insurance, you know? It's like you're gonna make more money without it, and then if you have to pay for a lot of damages, if the sim bugs out on you and you crash, or if you just crash the airplane or whatever, you know, you have the money to do so. That's the way I see it, the way I look at it. I think we're about halfway. We're gonna go right over that lake there. Once we get past like stop, we'll start briefing the approach and getting ready for the arrival. Still have a long way to go. Okay, the wind's calmed down a little bit. They're still windy though. 25 gusting 33 is still gonna be crazy. And this sim exaggerates winds so bad. It's so stupid. I mean, that's windy, but you would think it's windier than it is based on how much this sim exaggerates it. Alright, true speed's 280. Ground speed's 257. 32, 33 knot headwind, 71 knot left crosswind. Yeah, go down to the minimum eventually. It's just worth it. This flight, well, in career mode it was listed as 2.5 hours. But it's going to end up being longer than that because we've had a pretty brutal headwind this entire flight. So we are supposed to be there in about an hour and 10 minutes. So not bad. It'll start flying by here once we get within an hour. But it's been a pretty long flight, not gonna lie. And now we're leaving the desert, headed into the Rockies. Into Wyoming. Yep, I've got crew on all my other airplanes. It's pretty nice. Like on this flight, I'll make over $1 million in passive income off my other airplanes, plus whatever I make on this flight. So it's pretty nice. In fact, I think I even have a crew assigned on this airplane. I think you just put crews on all your airplanes, but you could still just choose to fly which one you want, and then when you don't fly it, or like when you fly a different one, then the other airplane is crewed. Because I don't think I turned the crew off on this plane, and I'm flying it myself right now, so I think that's how you could do it. I'd have to double check. I might look at it after this, especially because I also want to take a quick peek. I want to confirm now that the Airbus A320 Neo V2 is available in career mode. I'm pretty sure it is, but I want to see how much it is. Might make it my goal to save up. I finally forced myself to learn the Airbus. There's some snow. So cool, dude. It looks so good. Goodness, look at that, man. Gorgeous. Realize those were modeled on this plane. That's cool. Yeah, man, you start, I mean, it's like a snowball effect. You just start making a lot of money. It's a lot of fun. And that's gorgeous.
Pilatus 026 contact Salt Lake Center on 127.7. Good day.
27.7, good day.
Going to 127.7, Pilatus 026. Salt Lake Center, Pilatus November, 91026, flight level 270.
Pilatus November 91026, Salt Lake Center. Radar contact. Continue to Mikey.
Mickey, I believe it is. Mickey, then stop. And then, yeah, between stop and Warba, we'll brief the approach and be ready. 'Cause then somewhere down there, along there, we're gonna start a descent. Beautiful flight, man. I know this has been kind of long and boring, but the sights have just been absolutely gorgeous. Kind of made it fun. The planes that pass by, are those actual people or just computer planes? Not sure what you're talking about exactly. Talking about on your side? I don't fly with air traffic in career mode. If you do, then yeah, they're just
Latest 026 contact, Salt Lake Center,
computer
on
planes,
124.35.
as you say.
Good day.
2435, good day.
124.35 for Pilatus 026. Salt Lake Center, Pilatus November, 91026, flight level 270.
Pilatus November 91026, Salt Lake Center, radar contact, continue to Mikey.
But man, there are so many options for traffic in the sim. Like you, if you're talking about in career mode, then yeah, that's traffic in career mode is just the default AI traffic. But then there's also options for online traffic, so you can actually do an online live traffic, which I think shows live airplanes that are actually flying in the real world. And so there's that option, and then like you say, there's default AI traffic, there's AI traffic injectors, and then when you fly on like FatSim, it's other real players, and then there's multiplayer, of course. So there are a lot of options, but I pretty much either I only use other traffic when I'm flying with Beyond ATC. When I do that, I'm using an AI traffic injector, and then when I'm on VATSIM, of course, I'm using no traffic injector, just the other online traffic. And then of course sometimes I'll do multiplayer as well. But yeah, I don't fly with AI traffic in career mode. Graphics on, what's the graphics on it? This is amazing. So I have a AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 Super Overclock Edition by Asus TUF. So it's has a factory overclock on it, so it's pretty beefy. So I'm in 4K. You're watching in 1080p. I downscale it to 1080p for the output. But I am looking at the sim right now in 4K. And I just was explaining actually earlier in the stream, after Sim Update 4, I went through and re-optimized all my settings. So I kind of used the NVIDIA app as a starting point and just optimize it in the app and let it do what it wants. But then I change everything to what I want it to be. You know, I turn off motion blur. I'm using TAA instead of NVIDIA DLSS, so I can have the clear digital displays instead of them being blurry. And I have a system that can handle that as well. And then I have the sim capped at 50 FPS native with dynamic settings on at 40 FPS native. So really with frame gen, I'm looking at 100 FPS, 80 to 100 FPS with frame gen. So it looks nice and buttery smooth, and it really got rid of a lot of stutters. Auto FPS is awesome. Started using that since Sim Update 4, so it's been awesome. But yeah, I'm 480, or I'm 4K. Most of my settings are medium to high at 4K, and it looks really good. I am really happy with it. You know, with a 4080 Super, I only have 16 gigs of VRAM still, so you have to make a few compromises on the heavy VRAM stuff. So like texture resolution I have at like medium instead of high, so like you'll see these, like I can still read them fine, I don't mind it, but they're not, like the text on these letters and stuff is not as clear as it would be if you were on high or ultra. So But yeah, I am really happy and satisfied with my system and all of my settings, and yeah, it's been pretty nice. Sim Update 4 was greatly optimized from beforehand, so it's nice that it's a little bit better than it was. Hopefully it only gets better. Pressurization looks good, fuel looks good, engine's happy, everything still looks good to me. Have a look outside. How often does it play out? Does it pay out for crew? So for me, I get my passive income payment from my other crewed airplanes every time I load into career mode. So right now, while I'm flying this career mode flight, those other airplanes are flying, so to speak, and making me money. But I won't see the profits that they generate until I load into career mode the next time. So generally, like for example, when I loaded into career mode today to do this flight, the first thing I saw when I loaded in was it popped up a big window of my passive incomes generated, as well as my like rent payment for the hangar. So that's the way it is for me, at least. Yeah, this thing got really dirty. My goodness. Reputation level S tier at the moment. Hopefully I don't screw anything up between now and then. It's gotten a lot better because as they've fixed a lot of the bugs in career mode, if you do everything right the way you're normally supposed to, you'll get an A or an S. The career mode used to be so buggy that you would be doing things right and it would still penalize you. So, yeah, it was really stupid. But if you stay around till the end of this stream, David, I'm gonna we'll finish the flight, and I'm gonna load back into my career lobby and look at a few things, and I'll stay on stream while I do that. Like I said, we'll be landing in probably less than an hour at this point, so won't be too much longer. After that, we'll call it a day. This flight was longer than I had hoped. That I kind of intended on doing, but it's honestly been a pretty good flight. Hopefully we have a good arrival and approach into Casper. It's just such a pretty flight. We're flying over my favorite areas geographically as far as geography and, you know, beauty go in the United States. So it's been pretty cool. Just flew from K-bed to KSLV. Help me out. That's Bedford to SLV. I mean, I guess we can look these things up. I'll just confirm. Bedford, Lawrence G. Yeah, in Massachusetts, right? Yeah, LSV. SLV. SLV is near Denver? Alright, I'm gonna cheat, look at ForeFlight. The real EFB. So yeah, K-bed. Yeah, Bedford, Massachusetts. Just as I thought. And KSLV. Small airport and career mission. Okay, yeah, because I don't even have it on ForeFlight.
Good day.
Interestingly enough.
Going to 128.35, Pilatus 026.
But cool, near Denver. That's a long flight, man, from Bedford out to Denver, basically. What kind of airplane were you flying?
Salt Lake Center. Radar contact. Continue to stop.
Continue to stop. It's a funny sentence. Alright, that's good there. Oh, near Denver. Small airport VIP. Yep. I don't like on career mode the employee part. I got 2.5 hour flight and they want to give me 7,000 credits. That's how it is. That's how it is. Until you have your own companies and your own airplanes. But man, when you get that cargo company with a 172 right off the bat, it's pretty nice. It's a night and day difference. You'll make a lot of money. It's a grind, but it's only a grind for as much as you want to do it. You know, I mean, career mode is not here to be a a burden. It's here to be fun. That's why I'm flying a Pilatus. I mean, like I said, I own a Longitude and a CJ4, but I'm flying a PC-12 because I wanted to learn how to fly the PC-12 NGX. And it's been a lot of fun. If I get interested in another airplane, I might, you know, keep doing this kind of thing. I'd like to see them add more third-party planes to career mode. I wish we could use like the iFly 737 MAX or the PMDG instead of the default 7.3. Honestly though, the default 7.3 is not that bad at this point. It's come so far since release, and it's honestly not a bad airplane. I don't mind it at all. Probably about 45 minutes out, guys. Be there in no time. See how our arrival and approach go. Like I said, after stop, we'll start briefing the approach and we can look at the descent prep checklist. Our top of descent seems so close to the airport. It's weird. We got less than 20,000 feet to go, and we got to fly, I guess, out east of the field to do our hold and Lewitt procedure turn for the approach. You know, David, it's interesting though, those like 2.5 hour career mode flights where they don't pay you a lot. I took a few that were like I want to say 3+ hours long in the 172, flying from like western Kansas into like Aspen. That it's just insane to do in a 172, let alone a 172 with 3 passengers, let alone with like the bare minimum amount of fuel that they give you to do those I don't know, they might have fixed that by now, but back when I was doing that, it was a problem. And yeah, you do it for just like chump change, it feels like. But it makes a big difference when you're, you know, at that lower income level in your career. Yeah, man, flight time right now, 1 hour and 58 minutes. It's been a long one. Certainly been a long flight. Yeah, it is fun when you can kind of do whatever you want. But you could do whatever you want in free flight. There is that. But, I know what you mean. It'll be cool someday when I start doing like the long haul missions. Those, I've seen like screenshots of like guys' payouts from those missions, and they just make an insane amount of money doing those flights. It's ridiculous. Clouds up here. Temperature's minus 43 C. So I'm not sure we'd even be worried about icing. That cold. Yeah, I've got, well, the approach is in the flight plan, so the TOD was automatically in there. KLXV. Oh, that's Leadville. I've been to Leadville in real life. Flew a 172 in there. So you went from Bedford to Leadville. Nice. Yeah, 6 million. What were you flying on that mission from Bedford to Leadville? Oh, the CJ4, nice. I loved the CJ4. I used to fly it a lot. Got some videos on the channel flying the CJ4. It's a fun airplane. It's a handful. It really is a handful, though. How did you almost run out of fuel near Chicago? Yeah, the TOD just looks late to me. I don't know enough about this system to really tell what the descent rate is or the descent angle is. Oh, you were 80% on both engines? Yeah, you gotta pull back. Alright, we're past stop now, going to Warba. Going about 260 indicated. That's kind of insane. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and start briefing our approach, guys. Assuming we get it. Oh, that was Bedford from when I was looking at your flight. Okay, we're going to Casper. Approach, and it always does its little bug. There we go. RNAV 26, starting from a Kais. So this is the RNAV 26 approach at Casper. Current plate. It's a WASP channel, so we're going to stay on GPS source the whole time. Approach course is 257 degrees. We have 8,679 feet of runway. Shutdown zone elevation is 5,335 feet. Let me get in the center of the screen for you guys on the vertical stream. And we'll read the notes here. Alright, notes don't really apply, but they've been read and considered. Missed approach. Looks like it'll be a climb to 8,400 feet direct to Dibkey and a right turn via track 347 to Cockrow. and then to 065 to DDY VOR. That's Muddy Mountain VOR, DME and hold. If we did that, it looks like we'd make a parallel entry into the published missed approach holding pattern. Let's make sure our missed approach is in there properly. That's it. Cool. So missed approach is briefed. ATIS is 2615. I've got that in the standby of number 2. We're going to get that before too long. And then otherwise, we'll just press the enter button to manage frequencies. Let them do it for us pretty much. So where we're going to be coming from as far as the plan view goes, we're going to be coming direct to KAIS. Basically from kind of this area down here, up here, direct to KAIS, and we're going to be flying the hold in lieu of procedure turn, so it'll be a teardrop entry as a hold in lieu of procedure turn at or above 7,800 feet. The MSA within 25 nautical miles of runway 26 is 10,000 feet, but ATC will handle our altitude, get us lower if we can. As low as they can, and then once we're on the approach and clear for the approach, we can go down to the lowest altitude published for that segment of the approach that we're on. So 7,800 feet for the hold in lieu of procedure turn. Once we cross at KAIS, we'll go down to 7,000 feet, and then we'll stay at 7,000 feet till we intercept the glide path. We're going to shoot the approach at 120 knots, so we're going to be a Cat B. Minimums today, 5,585 feet, and 1 statute mile flight visibility gets us down to 250 and 1 mile. It's a 3-degree glide path with a TCH of 40 feet, and the VGSI and RNAV glide paths are not coincident. VGSI has a 3-degree glide path as well, but a TCH of 50 feet. So we'll intercept the glide path. 7,000 feet on glide path is the precise final approach fix, at which point we'll start descending down to those LPV minimums we just briefed. And that's pretty much what we'll do. Here's the missed approach instructions again, graphically. So 8,400 feet direct to Dipkey, right turn track 347 to Crockrow, and track 065 to Muddy Mountain VOR. Looking at the runway here, runway declared distance information is available should we be interested in it. Runway 26, Pappy's on the right. And we have high intensity runway lighting on this runway as well. Alright. That note does not apply. Awesome. So with that, the approach briefing, I would consider the approach briefing to be complete. Let's verify. The approach as well on here. So a KAIS, I think that H is probably hold, and then BOTC runway 26. So we should be good. We should be in good shape. And if we go here to this star and leg RNAV 26, a KAIS. So the approach has been put in there. We've got our speeds there, LPV minimums. And that. Sorry, I didn't have the tablet in view for you guys on the vertical side for a second. Hopefully you were able to see most of it. So it's still a little bit early, but we can look at our descent prep checklist. Approach and landing data, runway, ILS, weather confirmed. So we've got the approach all set in there, and the approach is briefed. Runway, ILS, weather, that's all confirmed. Not worried about that. So that's good. That's done. Minimums, autopilot panel set. So minimums, here's something I haven't done yet in this plane, is how do we... Oh, minimums right there. Oh, nice. So barrel minimums, 55, 85. We'll call it 55, 90. If we push for radar, well, we're going to do baro. Sweet. Minimums are set. FMS approach data is set. We've done that. Autopilot flight directors as desired for now. GPS nav radios are set. All that stuff's done. Descent prep checklist is complete. And something really cool about the PC-12, you can actually bring the charts up on here as well. So if you go to charts, and we want to go to our destination, and go to approach, we're going to have GPS 26. That's what we want. FAA is what I like. Now, how do we get back to it? Approach. Yep, RNAV 26. How do I get to where oh, right here? There it is. That arrow right there. So there's our approach plate. You can zoom, scroll on it. Kind of cool. You might even get a geo-reference on there, which would be kind of neat.
Pilatus 026 contact Salt Lake Center on 133.25. Good day.
3325, good day.
133.25 for Pilatus 026.
And let's go back to
Salt
the
Lake
map.
Center, Pilatus November, 91026, flight level 270.
Dude, our crosswind is just insane right now.
Salt Lake Center. Radar contact. Continue to Werba.
Disgusting. The wind is getting worse the closer we get. Cool. Crazy simulator. Can you fly for real? Yeah, I am a real-world commercial pilot, single and multi-engine rated commercial pilot, flight instructor, and instrument flight instructor. So yes, I do fly real airplanes. This is the Pilatus PC-12 NGX in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 career mode. Pretty neat airplane. Bit chart, center chart. It's pretty cool. All right, looking good. Descent prep is done. We've briefed the approach. We're getting pretty close, guys. Exciting. It's always exciting coming to the end of a long flight. Hopefully it will end up being a good, successful flight. Is barrel set on both sides? Yeah. Sweet, barrel minimums are all set. Let me double check. So 7,000 at or above 7,800 guys, and then they got Botsy at 7,000. It's actually at or above 7, but that just ensures we get down to it. And then runway, touchdown zone elevation. That's not exactly right, but that's probably what it got off the EFB, so not worried about it. It's close enough. We're going to be, you know, hand flying it by that point anyways. Hopefully landing out of the approach. Let's see what the weather is looking like right now. Oh, thank God. The wind's calmed down. 010 at 12. Nice. So are we still going to be on 2.6? That's like would actually be better on 9er. If they switch up the, or on 8. If they switch up the approach on us, we'll be ready for it. Then I gotta figure out how to do that on the on the Honeywell. Yeah, Honeywell. Nice, you do another flight, David. On that grind. I love to see it. Alrighty, looking good. We're going to expect a descent pretty soon.
Pilatus 026. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect RNAV runway 26 approach via KICE transition. Clear to a KICE.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect RNAV runway 26 approach via KICE transition. Clear to a KICE. Pilatus 026.
See, she says clear to a KICE, so I guess...
Contact Casper Tower on 118.3
Casper Tower.
when inbound on the approach.
That's funny. So they want us to go direct to a KICE. So we are direct to a KICE and acknowledge that.
Tower on 118.3. Pilatus 026.
Alright, we're just going to contact Tower. This is not legit. This is default ATC at its finest for you guys.
026, 70 miles west.
But it is what it is.
26 approach.
Latest November, 9er 1026, Casper Tower. Altimeter 3037. Cleared, RNAV, runway 26 approach.
Cleared RNAV runway 26 approach. Pilatus 026.
Alright, I'm going to start sending 7,800 feet. Because we've got our selected altitude arc on, that'll help us figure out where we are, where we'll get to our 7,800 feet. So down we go. Okay, it must have been pretty dead on actually. Oh, you know what? I know why it's late. I know why it's later. It's because it's set to get us at 7,000 feet at Botsy. But my plan was to get to 7,800 feet for the hold and loop procedure turn. Which may be lower than I want to be. We'll just do 1,000 feet a minute for now and see what happens. But yes, I should have thought that through a little bit more and just stayed at 270. And then picked up the top of descent. I mean, we could level off at like 250 and then re-pick it up. Let's just do that. Give us a chance to actually test out the VNAV on this airplane because I haven't used it yet. Let's try it out. See what happens. Like I said, I'm only at the part where I can do 15-30 minute flights, so do it for the company that I created, so I get about 25,000 pre-flight. I'd like to see more and longer flights. Yeah, they come with the ratings too. But you'll get theirs before you know it. I mean, I know I got to that point before I knew it. All right, let's get the ATIS. I'm gonna turn the volume on the music down now. This is even gonna work. 2615. 2615. Oh, I guess I need to monitor it, don't I? That would help.
Casper Airport Information, Sierra. 2300 Zulu. Wind 001 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky condition. Ceiling 13,400 broken. Temperature -5. Dew point -20. Altimeter 3020. Visual runway 26 in use. Landing and departing runway tree. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
We'll see what runway they give us.
On initial contact
Circling
US
minimums
Sierra.
are 5,800 and 1 mile, just in case we need to know that. In case we need to circle to land.
Casper Airport Information Tango. 2300 Zulu.
Tango now.
Wind 001 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky condition. Ceiling 13,400 broken. Temperature -5. Dew point -20. Altimeter 3020. Visual runway 26 in use. Landing and departing runway tree. VFR aircraft.
I like how the
say
visual
direction
approach is
of
in
flight.
use, but they gave
All
us the
aircraft
RNAV.
read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact US
Not that we
Tango.
requested it, but I won't complain. This will be a super easy approach. Alright, we are going to start down a little bit ahead of time just to make sure we get down. Just because, I mean, I think logically the top of descent that it calculated is right, but again, I'm still new to the airplane. I don't want to trust it completely yet. So down we go, 7,800 feet. Is where we need to be for the hold and loop procedure turn. So 7,800 feet is set on the altitude pre-selector, descending at 1,000 feet per minute. Let's go ahead and start looking at our descent checklist. So passenger signs as required. Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign on, just because it's possible it could get bumpy coming in, so we'll do that now. Pressurization monitor. Let's double check our landing field elevation. 5331. Touchdown zone 5335. That's pretty darn close. So that's good. And the pressurization itself is looking good. The cabin is now descending. And altimeters, we got the standby set. We'll get the primary out of 18,000 feet. Otherwise, the descent checklist is complete. Finally starting down after that long flight, guys. We're going to be going into some clouds here. Wouldn't be bad probably to get the windshield heat on, the prop heat, and open the inertial separator at this point. And we'll hit the boots if we need to. Windshield light, probes are on, inertial separator is open, and the prop heat is on. We pick up any ice, we can obviously break it off with the boots. So we'll see what happens. we're kind of in between these clouds more than anything. It is cold here, that's for sure. Not sure why this lady in the back wanted to go here for vacation from Nevada, but to each their own. So within 4 nautical miles of a Class Charlie or Delta airport within 2,500 feet AGL of the field, you have to be slower than 200 knots. At or below 200 knots. And so I know we're basically crossing over the airport to go out to do our hold in lieu of procedure turn. So just as precaution, if we could, I'm not sure what the, so touchdown zone, airport elevation's 5344, so call it 5400 plus 559, so 7,900 feet within 4 miles of the airport. We're going out to 7,800, so we should be fine. We really, honestly, should be fine on speed, but we could always just manual speed the airplane down to 200 knots just to prevent that from happening. Chicon, you were actually the bug that hit the top right windshield. It was hard. It was a hard touchdown. That's funny. Now we're in some clouds here. Putting our ice protection equipment to work. Alright, let's go ahead and just slow the airplane down to 200 knots just to help ourselves out. $200 knots is set. Help ourselves out for now. It's like looks like we got a little bit of precipitation there, but I don't see anything on here. We've got our next rad on. Guess we'll see. So again, the 10 checks, we'll probably just do everything at 18,000 feet, to be honest, on this one, because why not? Alright, 3020 is set on the standby and coming out of 18,000 feet. 3020 is set on all 3 altimeters, and they're pretty much all agreeing. Excellent, let's get our pulse lights on. Passenger warning signs are all on. Landing and taxi will wait till we put the gear down. And the inertial separator's open. Ice protection equipment is, all the other ice protection, anti-ice stuff is on right now as well. And we'll probably keep it on just for a minute. Alright, let's bring those up just a little bit. That's more like it. Be a good descent rate right there. Get us down to where we want to be. All right, I think we're going to be in clear air, to be honest. We're going to fly over the airport over here. Somewhere over here. Through all the freaking crap on the windscreen. So I think we can probably turn our ice protection equipment off. Prop heat off, windshield heat off, and the probes remain on, of course. And the inertial separator open still. All good. Yeah, the airport's actually like right down there. There it is. There is where we're going to be landing, right there on my 26. Look at our crosswind, man. That airplane's just flying sideways. It's just insane. Alright guys, we're looking really good. Let's go into the 4-mile scale. Probably just leave it on the 4-mile scale. On the MFD there. Everything's looking pretty good. It's a bit hazy. I don't see any ice on the wing. Maybe a little tiny bit. Can't see the tail, can I? It's on the window. Be anything on the windshield? Weird. I mean, we've been in clear air. I suppose the icing simulation in this sim could be not the best, but not sure. Down, down, down we go. So what do we got for a checklist next? Instrument approach checklist. I think I know what I'm doing for that. Landing check pretty much is the next thing. Yeah, see, we're definitely in clear air. Especially now. Still flying from Reno. We are just about to shoot our approach into Casper. Even though it's clear, we definitely could have gotten a visual, but I just don't even want to deal with messing with default ATC too much, so we're flying the RNAV 26 approach into Casper. Almost there. Almost there. It's been a marathon, man. Shoot the approach at 120 knots with 15 degrees of flaps. All right, coming up on a Kais. We're gonna fly our hold in lieu of procedure turn. It'll be a teardrop. Here it goes. All right, let's slow her down. 120 knots. So, again, this is something I haven't dealt with here on the Honeywell yet, but we're holding now. And I assume that it's not suspended, and that if we wanted to suspend it, we'd have to go in and do that ourselves. So, that being said, I'm assuming it will sequence the airplane in. The approach course was 257. We'll go and just bug that now on the heading bug. All right, speed checks, flaps 15. Flaps 15 selected and indicating. Speed is set at 120 knots. And the airplane's starting its right turn, still descending down to 7,800 feet. Oh, it's always nice to get the airplane slowed down and relax a little bit. Slow down this beast. So we've got the ATIS, the altimeters are set, the approach briefing's complete, avionics are set, the airplane is in the approach configuration now. All 5 A's are complete. One to go to 7,800 feet. Nice and stable, looking good. Excellent. We got pulse lights on. When we get the gear down, we'll get the landing and taxi lights on. Everything else looks good. Probably turn the landing light on now. Go ahead and turn the landing light on now. We'll get the taxi light on once we put the gear down, and we'll be all lit up. Alright, 7,800 feet. Altitude hold. Leveling off here. And hopefully she maintains her speed. Having an auto throttle is so nice. I do enjoy it. And let's go ahead and, since we don't have a track indicator on the HSI, let's go ahead and just center our heading bug so we know roughly what our heading needs to be to track inbound. As we cross a Kais, we're going down to 7,000 feet. So yeah, it shouldn't be suspended. In fact, I wonder how you suspend it. I'm not going to mess with it, but you know, there should be a way to suspend yourself and hold if you needed to hold for, you know, whatever reason. All right, all 5 A's are complete. Airplane's all set up. Overhead lights, passenger signs. I'm happy with all of that. Pressurization, how is it doing? Almost depressurized. Cabin is descending. Ice protection's all good. Inertial separator is open. Everything else is off except the probes, which is what we want. There's no ice on the airframe that needs to be removed. So we're good. All right, yep, she's sequencing inbound. Down to 7,000 we go. 7,000 VS. Down we go, 1,000 feet a minute will be fine. Missed approach altitude is going to be 8,400 feet. Indeed. All right. 7,000 feet. on glide path is the precise final approach fix. So once we level off at 7,000, we'll arm the approach, and then we'll should be able to bug our missed approach altitude. Very nice, looking good. And this airplane is such a beast for being able to do a flight like this. The PC-12 is a beast, guys. It's a great airplane. Alright, altitude select, and altitude hold at 7,000 feet. Do a barrel roll. Tell your Google Chrome to do a barrel roll. See what happens. Alrighty. And approach, approach, approach. Nav and VGP is armed. LPV. That's good. We'll bug our missed approach altitude once we capture the glide path. It's normally what I do. Got the runway in sight out there. There she is. So, no turn, no time to worry about. Twist is done. Throttle will come back to maintain 120. Auto throttle is going to manage that. And talk, waiting for her to talk. Those will be the 5 T's. So at intercept, we're going gear down. Gonna get our taxi light on and look at our landing check. Awesome sauce. Very, very nice. And of course, if they throw a circling approach at us, again, circling mins are 5,800 feet. So we could move that up if we need to. Glide path is coming in.
Pilatus 026, wind 001, at 12, clear to land runway 26.
Yes. 26, we get a straight in approach.
Clear to land runway 26, Pilatus 026.
There it goes. Gear down. Taxi light on. Landing gears down, 3 green. Turn, no turn. Let's get our missed approach altitude bugged. 8,400 is the missed approach altitude. That's set. Turn, no turn. No time to worry about. Twist is done. Throttle's back. Auto throttle's managing that. And to talk. Gears down, 3 green. Lights on. Lights are all on. Looking good in the approach. Landing check. Flaps will come down a little bit more here in just a second. Landing gears down, 3 green. Landing lights. Lights are all on. Landing check complete. Before landing checklist is complete, we're on the final approach segment. Cleared to land, runway 26. Everything is looking good. It's like I can't even see the runway because of this crosswind. Supposedly it'll die down. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take the airplane. Auto throttle's gonna come off. My throttle. And autopilot off.
Autopilot.
Alright, flaps 30. Now the wind supposedly died down, but as of now I still have a big crosswind, so we might just hold at flaps 30 for now before we decide to do a flaps 40 landing, but we'll see what happens. This crosswind is pretty gnarly at the moment, but the surface winds weren't reported that high. I think I can feel them starting to die down a little bit. Well, let's land with flaps 30. Why not? Plenty of speed for now. Lots of left rudder. That windsock is stiff. Power to idle. Here she is, reverse thrust. Well, that ended up being a pretty good landing at flaps 30. Beautiful.
Pilatus 026. Exit runway when able.
Alright. Get this thing clear of the runway and clean it up. Welcome to Casper, Wyoming, everybody. All the way from Reno, Nevada. And the Pilatus PC-12 NGX. What a flight, man. What a freaking flight. Now we're grabbing this left turn here. Alright, we're slow enough now. We can relax the controls. Yep, we're making our left turn here.
Pilatus 026. Contact ground on 118 decimal tree.
Alrighty, contact ground.
Decimal tree. Pilatus 026.
Alright guys, we'll kill our flight director. Very nice. Get this thing cleaned up. After landing, taxi light on. We're going to turn the landing and all those off. Strobes off. Taxi lights on. Landing lights off. Strobes off. Flaps identified twice. Flaps, not gear. Flaps are coming up. Probes are going to come off. And we got those. Everything else is off except the inertial separator's open. That's good. Ice protection as required. That's all good. Inertial separators as required. Trims reset. Didn't really mess with rudder and aileron. We'll get our pitch trim reset there. Alright, back into the green. Oh, it's stuck. Stuck. Don't want that. Get that kind of reset where I like it, and then pitch trim reset. Okay. Trims are reset. Jeez. And transponder. Good. After landing, checklist complete. We'll request taxi to park.
Casper round. Pilatus November 91026. Taxi to parking.
Pilatus November 91026. Taxi to gate 19 via taxiway Bravo cross runway tree Alpha.
Alrighty.
Taxiing to gate 19 using taxiway Bravo cross runway tree Alpha. Pilatus 026.
And we'll welcome our passengers to Casper.
Dear passengers, welcome to Casper/Natrona County International Local Time is 4:36 p.m. For your safety, the captain has requested that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until we come to a complete stop, and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Please make sure you take all your belongings with you when you get off. On behalf of the entire company, we would like to thank you for choosing Radiant Airways. We look forward to seeing you again and wish you a pleasant stay in Casper.
Alright guys, that was a pretty good flight. That was a good approach. I mean, it was VMC, but it was still a good approach. And pretty good, uneventful flight. I enjoyed it. It was a long one, but it was a pretty one, and it was pretty fun one. Alright, looks like we will be crossing a runway. Or are they having us taxi on the runway? Can't quite tell. Can we zoom in? Looks like we're crossing. Let's get our strobe lights on. Clear. And clear. Clear to cross. Excellent. Yep. They want us to taxi on the runway. I guess we'll just follow it. our strobe lights once we clear. And this thing just tries to taxi so fast. And I don't really have a good way to... I don't even know if the... if there's a good way, and I certainly don't have a good way to taxi in beta. Assuming the NGX has beta. I mean, I'm sure it does. Thanks, David. Yeah, I was honestly pretty happy with myself given how, you know, windy it was. I used just a little bit of reduced flaps and worked out. Alright. Once we turn in here, we'll kill our taxi light so we don't blind our non-existent marshaller. Taxi light off. We'll just pull straight in.
Great flight. This
Set the
airline's
parking
pretty
brake.
good.
We'll do our
I'll
engine
consider
shutdown
flying with them
checklist.
again.
Parking brake is set. PCL is idle. Indeed. Probes are off. We already killed the probes. They are off. Ice protection's all off. Nursery separator's going to stay open. And engine master's coming off. External lights off. And we'll get our passenger warning signs on. Oxygen lever off. CPCS pressurization check 0 diff. I have a little pressure in there. I think that's a bug with the airplane. And standby bus, EPS. And we'll get the gens and batteries if we could. Ran out of time. Engine shutdown checklist we'll say is complete. Oh, I don't know. Our passenger wasn't completely satisfied. We still got the S tier. Very nice. We still got an S tier. That's good to see at least. Nice. Music had stopped. Had to resume it. Alright, let's see what we got paid here. Nice. 2.8 mil. Very good. Bad weather bonus. It was a beautiful flight. We'll take it. Lost a little reputation, but still an S tier. That was a good flight. I'll take it. Barely made level 211. Alright, let me show you... I think David, yeah, you were the one I was going to look at this stuff with. So, my companies here, we've got Apex Airlines is my airline company that I used to have airplanes for. I wanted to see if there were Airbuses now. Yes, sir. A320neo V2 100 mil, and then A321LR 120, 150 for the A310. The 330, I thought was in this too. Oh yeah, it's right there. 200 mil. Interesting. I'll show you what airplanes I have. So if we go to my cargo company, I've got the 172, the Caravan, and the 404 Titan, which I haven't even flown yet. I've got airplanes on all four of them. They're all in use, and they don't need to be checked up on. And for the charter biz, pilots assigned on all airplanes, all in use, and they don't need to be checked up on. So that's that, man. And yeah, the Airbuses have made it to career mode, so pretty cool stuff. I think that is going to do it tonight, everybody. Really appreciate everybody hanging out and coming in and talking in chat and everything else. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And yeah, appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. And I will talk to you all someday soon. Take care.